Hello everybody. I just wanted to make a short video about project governance. The reason for this is that governance is one of those topics that can be a little bit difficult. You see a lot of, let us call it technical language. You see language about boards and sponsors, and then you see project charters as a governance document, and all of this comes with questions. I mean, is a board the same as a steering committee? Is that the same as a reference group? And sponsor, what does that mean? Is that the same as somebody who's giving money? And what's a charter? Is that it's a summary? Is that the same as a summary document? So I just thought I'd make a short video to help explain. So before looking at the complex language, I'd just like to explain what governance is about. So governance is about supporting and helping the project manager. After all, who helps the project manager? Where does the project manager go to for help? It's also about accountability. So who holds the project manager to account and the project team? It's about creating the conditions for the project to be successful. So many projects fail or are challenged because something happens that's outside the scope of the project manager. For example, you get the project documents back and you do some detailed planning and you realize that there is no way on earth that you can deliver this project because the proposal is far too ambitious. Now, that problem is not going to go away. The longer you leave it, the worse it's going to get. So somebody or somehow a decision has got to get taken to go back to the donor, to renegotiate, or whatever it is. And so governance is about making sure that these bigger decisions get taken. Because if a decision is not taken appropriately and quickly, if it just floats or circulates looking for somebody to take the decision, you will have a problem. So that's what governance is all about. So before we look at sponsors and boards, I'll tell you what I think governance is. And it's the same as football or soccer. So let's have a look at this, because that's a bit strange. In a game of football, you've got the players, and they're taking short-term decisions. Do I kick the ball to this person, or do I give it to another person? So very short-term decisions. Then you've got the captain. Well, the captain is doing that as well, taking the short-term decisions, but also maybe trying to organize people, trying to motivate people, trying to make sure that people are following the strategy, that people are in the right place. And in that way, you can see that the project team are like the players, and the project manager is like the captain. But what about the referee? Well, the referee is intervening at certain critical moments. He or she is not intervening all the time. So they can signal the start of the game, the end of the game, a half time. Is it a goal? Is it a foul? Is it a penalty? So they intervene in these key moments, and they're the only people who can stop the match. And that's what you want your governance structure to be. You want your governance structure to be not to get in the way, but to make sure that the key moments, key decisions get taken. And then that allows us to think about, well, how do we go about this? Well, if your project is smaller and simpler, maybe one person is enough. So that's the person we call the project sponsor. They are the person who is doing the governance. They are usually internal, more senior. They may or may not be the line manager. By default, if it's not defined, it's the program manager. But what they are doing is making sure that the big decisions get taken, and they're supporting the project manager. They're sort of managing down, but also sort of sideways and upwards as well. And they're key for accountability. But if your project is bigger and more complex, you might need a more complex structure. You might need a board. That's to make sure that you've got these different perspectives. But again, it's the same as football. If you've got a cup final, you probably want to make sure you've got the referee, you've got linesmen, you've got the video technology or whatever, because the risk is greater. If it's just a couple of teams of friends playing on the afternoon at the park, you probably don't need a referee at all. Or somebody might take turns. It's very simple. So as always, we've got to adapt and adjust the ideas, the tools, the structures of project management to fit what we're trying to do. Anyway, quick overview of governance. Any questions, comments, please, please, please let us know. Really happy to help. And well done, everybody, on getting this far. Bye for now.